Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Saiter Vimalana with student number 230-204-0068. I'm going to answer the question based of the video and share my listening journey. So I have watched the video and I'm just going to answer the video. So the first question is, according to the speaker, what common misconception do people have about self-confidence? So many people believe that self-confidence is about appearing bold, loud, impressive, or projecting an image. But in the real one, in reality, the speaker said that it is actually much deeper and not just about performing confidence behavior. The next question: what is the difference between fake confidence and authentic self-confidence according to the psychological research that is mentioned? So fake confidence is like mimicking the behavior, like loud voice, like big gesture, dominant posture to appear confidence, while the authentic self-confidence comes from being true to yourself with who you really are. The next question is, what is the status signaling model of self-esteem, and why does fake confidence appear attractive at first? So the model, they explain that when we meet someone new and know little about them, the confident signal that the person value themselves, which like make the other assume that we are capable. Next question, why does the speaker argue that faking confidence fails in long term, and also mention two negative results? So the faking confidence will fail because the people will notice like inconsistency, and the second one, it's like creating a disconnection to yourself. The next question is, what characteristics do people with genuine self-confidence tend to show based on research? So the research shows truly that the real confident individual is usually warm, kind, non-defensive, humble, and approachable, and also able to maintain a relationship. They also like a smile more and things like that. Next question is, what is the chocolate cake effect, and how does it relate to narcissism and attraction? So the chocolate cake effect is described how narcissistic people seem appealing at first, just like a cake, but then fade quickly. The next question, how does the speaker define self-confidence through the concept of self-fidelity? So self-confidence is defined as faithful to yourself, while self-fidelity means knowing who you are. Question number 8 is, according to the research, why does authenticity create deeper and healthier relationship? So authenticity will build like trust. It reduces fear of like manipulation or abandonment, and it also signals honesty and reliability. The studies shows that partners feel happier and more connected when they believe the other person is genuine. Next question, what internal conflict makes it difficult for people to practice self-fidelity consistently? So People struggle with the tension between wanting acceptance and wanting to be authentic. Uh, Fear of losing approval will make them hide parts of themselves to stay quiet about their true feeling. Next question. What personal story or experience the speaker share that demonstrate how practicing authenticity increase his real confidence? He shared the story of rejection month. When he repeatedly faced rejection on purpose, even though it's like difficult at first, he eventually felt new, deeper confidence, not because others like him, but because he liked himself for acting authentically. Next, question 11. Do you think the speaker advice would help college students in Indonesia? Why or why not? Yes, many Indonesian college students face pressure to appear capable, avoid mistakes, and maintaining harmony. The speaker's concept of self-fidelity encourage students to value their authenticity over performance, helping them reduce anxiety, build healthier friendship, and developing genuine self-esteem without depending on external approval. Next, many students feel afraid of failure. How does this video change the way you think about failure? The video failure as evidence of courage rather than a weakness. It suggests real confidence grow when we act according to our values, even when we feel afraid. Failures become part of the process of becoming more authentic, not a sign that we are capable. Next question. Have you ever avoided doing something like speaking in class, presenting, or starting an assignment because you were scared of being judged? What happened? Yes, sometimes I avoid speaking during discussion because I'm afraid that my idea is not good enough, and later I regret staying silent because everyone is just like normal, and I shouldn't be scared like that. Next question is, the speaker talks about self-doubt. What strategies have helped you manage negative thoughts or anxiety in your academic life? Some strategies is like reframing negative thoughts, like just think positively. This is preparing gradually instead of all at once. Then also talking to a friend when you feel like overwhelmed, you feel scared. Next is practicing small act of self-fidelity, like expressing the honest opinion respectfully, and also like using the breathing exercise before presentation, like the what is it, like the 4, 6, 7 or something. And the last question for the video is, how can we support each other as students when someone is experiencing stress, anxiety, or low confidence? So what we can do to support each other is by listening to them without judging, or without judging, and giving them instant solution. Then is to encourage their own authenticity instead of the perfection. Next is sharing our own struggle to make others feel like less alone. Next is offering help with their tasks, with the study groups or their practice section, and also respect their boundaries. So that's it for the video. Now I'm gonna talk about my listening experience in high school, in my listening journey through my life. So the first is, what was your listening experience in high school? Did you have real listening activities in English, and how often? My experience in high school is pretty good. It's not that bad. There is also a lot of listening activities, like listening to music, to other people talk, like speeches, their experience, their life, and it's not that often. Probably like saw a few in a semester. Yes. Yes. Do you think listening lesson in high school is enough to prepare you for listening in university? Why or why not? It's actually no, because in high school and in university is very different. The level is very different. High school is like a simple sentence, and also it has like subtitles, so you can easily hear, and you can easily know what they are talking. Well, in the university they have like different accents of people talk, and also it don't have subtitles, so it's very hard to know what they are talking about. Next is, what are the biggest problem you face when listening in English now? The first problem is because sometimes the audio is not clear enough, so I make the experience like not good. And second one is, of course, the earlier, because of the accent of the speaker is a bit hard to understand. Next question, how did you feel about listening before taking critical listening course? For example, scared, nervous, confused, confident, etc. I am feeling a bit nervous at first because I don't know what's going to happen or what I'm going to experience. But I gradually become confident, because it's not as bad as I think it's going to be. Next is, after one semester of critical listening, do you feel your listening skills has improved? What change do you notice? Yes, I think my listening skill have improved. I think I noticed that I can understand a bit more about people with different accents, like the British accent, the Australian, maybe the Eastern Europe, like the Russian and German and so on. Next, in which activity or topic in the critical listening class that helped you the most? I think that helped me the most is listening to like the video of very important people talk, so I can learn how to speak properly and confidently. Next is, do you feel more confident when listening now compared to the beginning of the semester? Why or why not? Yes, I do feel more confident because I learned about how to listen properly and to listen accurately. Next, how did this course help you deal with fear, failure, fear of failure, anxiety, or fear of being judged when listening or speaking? So this course helped me deal with the problems by not caring of what other people think. So just think about doing your best, but just think about doing it for yourself, not for others. Next is what is your listening goal after this semester? So I think my listening goal after this semester is to listen to more people with a different background talk, so I can understand it, and also need to learn uh, how to speak properly by listening to other people. Alright, the last one. What support do you need from your lecturer or friends to continue improving your listening skills in the future? So this uh, support that I need from my lecturer or friend is to teach me more to be better at listening. Example like they speak in English, and they just teach me how to listen. I think that is all for my experience, listening experience. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.